U.S. President Donald Trump faces re-election in a little over a year in November 2020. Both the Democratic and Republican parties are preparing for their primary elections. These are within-party elections that decide each party's candidate for the presidency, and other elected officers. Although Donald Trump is unlikely to face a serious contest for the Republican nomination, the Democratic Party has a crowded field. In late July, the United States Studies Center and YouGov polled 1,800 Americans and 1,820 Australians. This was done to find out who Democrats and Republicans wanted to represent their party in the 2020 U.S. presidential election, and who Americans would vote for if the election were held now. These surveys also assessed Australian preferences on which party should supply the next President of the United States. Dr. Sean Ratcliffe, a lecturer in political science at the United States Studies Center, said the USSC YouGov poll in the U.S. shows that 2020 could be a close contest. On the other hand, Australians strongly support a Democratic win. Depending on who the Democratic candidate is, it is easy to foresee a second term of the Trump administration, he said. Trump is heavily supported as the preferred Republican candidate among men, women, younger and older Republican Party identifiers. Biden is leading among Democrats, but with significant competition. Historically, he has been a weak candidate in presidential primaries, so things could change. At this stage, though, it is easy to imagine a Biden-Trump presidential contest. Looking at vote intentions for the November 2020 general election, Dr. Ratcliffe said that Trump was behind the three leading Democrats, but only by a few points, and was tied or beating the other serious Democratic candidates at this early stage. A Trump win is a real possibility, he said. As of late July, only Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden were leading Donald Trump, all in the neighborhood of 44 or 46% to 41 to 43%. The results are broadly similar to the popular vote at the 2016 election. All other candidates, including Bernie Sanders, are either tied with or lose to President Trump. In our data, for many of these other candidates it is easy to imagine that their current disadvantage against Donald Trump is lower name recognition. Most of them have not been significant figures on the national stage for very long. This rationale does not apply to Bernie Sanders, though, who had a large national platform for much of 2015 and 2016 and still loses to Trump according to our data. Of course, this is a year out from the campaign proper, and many things could happen between now and then. However, it does indicate that this will probably be another close election. United States Studies Center CEO, Professor Simon Jackman, said that further analysis reveals important differences in the demographic composition of support for the Democratic candidates. More competitive candidates, Harris, Warren, Biden, obtain higher levels of support among Black and Hispanic voters, younger voters, and women. Less competitive candidates such as Buttigieg, Booker and O'Rourke tend to not do as well with these groups. They also lose out with less well-educated voters. The outlier here is Bernie Sanders, though. Sanders polls well with younger voters, but his support drops steeply with those aged 45 and older. He loses some support among the college-educated, but does quite well with voters who have not finished high school. Like other apparently less competitive Democratic candidates, Sanders also loses support from African American and Hispanic voters. Professor Jackman said that while some Democrats poll more strongly than others, falls in support for Democratic candidates do not translate into gains in support for Donald Trump. Rather than expressing a preference for Trump, some respondents report that they would not vote or would support a third party or independent if their preferred Democratic candidate was not on the ballot. The fact that this set of voters are not switching from supporting Democratic candidates to supporting Trump suggests that there is an opportunity for the Democratic nominee to pull these voters back into the Democratic column in November 2020. Professor Jackman said that recent U.S. political history vividly reminds us that the American presidency is not decided by national vote tallies, the so-called popular vote. Rather, presidential elections are decided by a majority of the Electoral College, a system of indirect election where the winner of the presidential election in each state, except Maine and Nebraska, wins all of the Electoral College seats for that state, which are allocated across states in a way that is roughly proportional to population, like George W. Bush in 2000. Donald Trump won the presidency in 2016 despite winning fewer votes nationwide than the Democratic candidate, Professor Jackman said. Indeed, Trump won the presidency despite trailing Clinton by 2.1% nationally, 45.9% to 48%, winning the Electoral College with narrow wins in Obama states such as Michigan, Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Clinton, on the other hand, won lopsided victories in large blue states, including California, New York and Illinois. Accordingly, national polls showing Democrats leading Trump need to be interpreted cautiously.
It is entirely plausible that the geographic distribution of 2020 support for Trump will closely track its 2016 distribution, with the distinct possibility of Trump again winning the presidency despite not being the plurality vote winner.
Democrats with 2, 3 or even 5-point leads over Trump in national polls, especially this far out from the 2020 election, can hardly be confident of winning. As the 2020 election nears, the U.S. Studies Center will be increasingly focused on polling in a small number of pivotal battleground states. Dr. Ratcliffe said that Australians are not so evenly divided on the presidential contest, preferring that a Democrat win in 2020, regardless of who the candidate is, by a ratio of 2 to 1. Australian respondents preferred an unnamed Democrat defeat Donald Trump in November 2020 and become the next U.S. president. Young or old, Labour or coalition, a Democratic win always appears to be the preferred option for most Australians. Dr. Ratcliffe said, only 19% of Australians want to see a second term of the Trump administration. Even among coalition voters this number is low, with less than one-third saying his re-election is their preferred outcome. Support for a Democratic president, which ranges from 41% among all Australians, and 53% and 57% among Labour and Greens voters, respectively, suggests that Australia's aversion to the Trump administration has as much, or more, to do with the president than it does the political colours he wears. Men and women in Australia are equally supportive of a Democratic win, 41% each. Men are twice as likely than women to prefer a Trump win over any other 2020 outcome, 26% to 13%. Across age groups, there is little variation in opinion, with 43% of those aged 18 to 29 preferring a Democratic win, the same percentage as those aged 65 and older. Just 14% of the younger group prefer a Trump win compared with the 24% of the older group. Why do only just over half of Australia's left-wing voters want a victory for the left-wing party in the United States? The figures for both Donald Trump and the Democratic candidate are driven lower in the Australian sample by the large number of voters who say they would prefer another candidate, or who are not sure, both options chosen by 20% of Australian respondents. This may reflect uncertainty about American politics, unhappiness with the Republican candidate, or unwillingness to support an unnamed Democratic candidate. Surveys were fielded on the YouGov online panel in both countries between 23 to 29 July 2019. Responses were weighted by YouGov to ensure samples representative of the Australian and American populations. The Australian sample was weighted by age, gender and location. The US sample was weighted by age, gender, race, education, and vote choice at the 2016 presidential election. The margin of error is approximately plus or minus 2.5 percentage points for results reported for the full sample of both the Australian and American surveys. It is larger for subgroups of the full samples. Republican primary votee. The Republican primary or caucus for president were held today. For whom would you vote or lean toward? Please select one option only. Asked only of respondents reporting that they are registered to vote and identifying as Republicans. Candidate vote share, %, Donald Trump 86, Bill Weld 3, other 1, undecided 10, will note vote 1, Democratic primary vote. If the Democratic primary or caucus for president were held today, for whom would you vote or lean toward? Please select one option only. Asked only of respondents reporting that they are registered to vote and identifying as Democrats. Candidate vote share, %, Joe Biden 29, Elizabeth Warren 18, Kamala Harris 14, Bernie Sanders 11, Pete Buttigieg 7, Cory Booker 3, Beto O'Rourke 3, other 2, undecided 13, will note vote 1, presidential vote intention. If the election for president were being held today, and the candidates were the Democrat and Donald Trump the Republican, for whom would you vote? Please select one option only. Presidential vote, Donald Trump versus the Democratic candidate. Democratic vote share, %, Republican vote share, %, other candidate vote, %, will not vote, %, Kamala Harris 46, 41, 8, 5, Elizabeth Warren 45, 43, 7, 5, Joe Biden 44, 41, 8, 6, Bernie Sanders 42, 44, 11, 4, Cory Booker 41, 43, 10, 7, Beto O'Rourke 39, 42, 13, 6, Pete Buttigieg 36, 42, 14, 8. Who would Australians prefer to see win? In 2020 there will be a presidential election in the United States. Regardless of who the Democratic candidate is, if the Republican candidate is President Donald Trump, who would you rather won the election? Please select one option. Who Australians want to win 2020 US election? Candidate proportion preferring, %, the Republican candidate, Donald Trump 19, the Democratic candidate 41, another candidate 19, not sure 21. The Democratic primary. If the Democratic primary or caucus for president were held today, for whom would you vote or lean toward? Please select one option only. Asked only of respondents reporting that they are registered to vote and identifying as Democrats. By race. Candidate white, %, black, %, Hispanic, %, other, %, Joe Biden 22, 45, 35, 23, Elizabeth Warren 24, 3, 14, 23, Kamala Harris 13, 13, 20, 12, Bernie Sanders 11, 8, 14, 14, Pete Buttigieg 10, 14, Cory Booker 2800, Beto O'Rourke 2346, other 300, 5, undecided 12, 15, 8, 15, will not vote 1110. By gender. Candidate male, %, female, %, Joe Biden 29, 29, Elizabeth Warren 18, 18, Kamala Harris 15, 13, Bernie Sanders 12, 10, Pete Buttigieg 9, 5, Cory Booker 3, 3, Beto O'Rourke 2, 3, other 3, 2, undecided 8, 16, will not vote 11. By age. Candidate aged 18 to 29, %, aged 30 to 44, aged 45 to 64, aged 65 and older, Joe Biden 20, 21, 37, 34. Elizabeth Warren 23, 14, 19, 17, Kamala Harris 8, 11, 16, 20, Bernie Sanders 15, 22, 54, Pete Buttigieg 9, 8, 48, Cory Booker 6, 14, Beto O'Rourke 3, 5, 21, other 5023, undecided 11, 5, 11, 13, will not vote 0201. By education. Candidate some school, high school, some college, college, Joe Biden 31, 38, 31, 20, Elizabeth Warren 814, 18, 23, Kamala Harris 18, 9, 15, 16, Bernie Sanders 22, 8, 11, 11, Pete Buttigieg 2, 5, 6, 10, Cory Booker 4, 2, 3, 3, Beto O'Rourke 5, 3, 1, 3, other 0, 4, 1, 2, undecided 9, 1, 6, 1, 3, 1, 0, will not vote 01, 1, 1. The Republican primary. If the Republican primary or caucus for president were held today, for whom would you vote or lean toward? Please select one option only. Asked only of respondents reporting that they are registered to vote and identifying as Republicans. By race. Candidate white, %, black, %, Hispanic, %, other, %, Donald Trump 87, 100, 81, 78, Bill Weld 2, 0, 10, 3, other 1000, undecided 9, 0, 9, 19, will not vote 1000. By gender. Candidate male, %, female, %, Donald Trump 89, 82, Bill Weld 3, 2, other 01, undecided 6, 14, will not vote 11 by age, candidate aged 18 to 29%, aged 30 to 44%, aged 45 to 64%, aged 65 and older, %. Donald Trump 59759395, Bill Weld 9510, other 5101, undecided 28166, will not vote 0400 by education, candidate some school, high school, some college, college, Donald Trump 92898484, Bill Weld 3331, other 0030, undecided 681012, will not vote 0012, presidential vote intention, by selected demographics, Australians prefer to see win, by selected demographics and party identification, B party identification, candidate Labour, coalition, Greens, other, the Republican candidate, Donald Trump 1129531, the Democratic candidate 53335715, another candidate 18172219, not sure 17211635, by gender, candidate male, female, the Republican candidate, Donald Trump 2613, a Democratic candidate 4141, another candidate 1720, not sure 1626, by age, candidate aged 18 to 29%, aged 30 to 44%, aged 45 to 64%, aged 65 and older, the Republican candidate. Donald Trump 14192024, the Democratic candidate 43423743, another candidate 20152119, not sure 23242215, by education, candidate less than year 12%, year 12 or equivalent, advanced diploma and diploma, university, the Republican candidate. Donald Trump 22212017, the Democratic candidate 29353551, another candidate 21212116, not sure 28242416. Let's block ads. Why?